Hey everyone, this is Adam, and today I'm going to be showing you a quick tutorial on how to export your HTML email designs from Figma to the Mailercloud platform using the Emailify plugin. So to get started, all we need to do is go to our Figma file, click on the resources icon at the top here, and if you search for Emailify, so that's Emailify, and under the plugins tab, if you click on the Emailify result, you can run that plugin by either clicking on this run button here, or I'd recommend clicking on this little save icon here, and that will let us run the plugin from our saved plugins list. So I've already clicked on that save icon, so I'm just going to go to my canvas, right click anywhere, go down to plugins, then go down to saved plugins and click on Emailify. And that's just going to run the plugin we saved a second ago. So if you're new to the plugin, the way that it works is it helps you to design HTML emails in Figma, which you can then export to production ready code automatically with one click. So today I'm just going to be creating a really simple example. So I'm just going to call this an example template and click on the add new Emailify container button. And that's going to add a special Emailify frame to your page that we can then start inserting components to. So I'm not going to be going through all of the design features today in this tutorial. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can check out some of the other video tutorials on the YouTube channel or go to the documentation site, and there's heaps more information about that in there. Today I'm just going to be keeping this really simple and creating a template just using some of the predefined components, and I'm not going to customize them or anything like that. If you were adding your own, you would obviously customize the content and design in Figma. But for today, I'm just going to be keeping it really simple. So once you've got your main template and components set up, what you want to do is go over to the footer tab in the plugin and then scroll down to the letter M. And what we want to do is find the Mailercloud option. So once you see that Mailercloud footer option, just go ahead and click on that. And that's going to automatically add this footer component with pre-populated unsubscribe and view in browser links. So we can inspect those by clicking on the link layer here, then going to the settings button in the plugin, and you can see that it's automatically pre-populating the URL to be the unsubscribe link for Mailercloud along with the view in browser link. So you can see that's automatically populating those dynamic links there. So they'll get swapped out automatically when you send this email via the Mailercloud platform. So once you're happy with that, we can preview the email by clicking on the preview button in the plugin, and that's going to load up a real HTML preview of what the design is going to look like when it gets exported to code. And you can swap between mobile and desktop to see how all that looks. And that's looking pretty good. Again, I'm not going to go through all of the features today, but if you want to, you can also add optional mobile overrides. So for example, you could click on this component, click on the settings button, and that will let you do things like specify padding, or if you're in a text layer, you can change the font size or line height for your mobile designs. But again, today I'm just going to be leaving this all as default and going to be happy with this preview that we've got here. So once you've finished previewing your email, just close out of that. And now we want to click on the Export HTML button. So click on Export HTML, and we're going to change this HTML email option. We're going to click on that and go down to Platform Integrations and just scroll down to the letter M again. And this time we're going to click on the Mailercloud option. And you can see Mailercloud's now selected. So what you can do is you can add your subject line. So I'm just going to add my subject line here and the pre-header text. So the pre-header text is what shows up next to your subject line when you're viewing it in Outlook or Gmail or something like that. So this will automatically get added to your HTML template. We will need to re-add the subject line in Mailercloud in a moment, but you also want to add it into the Emailify plugin because it's going to automatically populate the title tag as well. So that's going to be visible when someone uses the view in browser link. So you want to automatically add that in here and also into the Mailercloud platform. So once we've finished with our subject line and pre-header text, all we need to do is click on the Export for Mailercloud button. So I'm going to click on that now. And this is going to automatically export all of the HTML and images for us. And it's going to give us the code that we can now download. So what we need to do is just click on this download your zip file button, save that anywhere to your computer. And if you unzip that file, you'll get a new folder, which will look something like this. And you can see that inside of it, we've got our HTML. So we've got a previews page, which is going to allow us to preview that content. If we wanted to send that to a client or just review it ourselves, you can drag and drop that into the browser. And you can see what that looks like on desktop and mobile really easily. But the code that we're going to be using is actually inside of this nested folder. So you can see example template is named the same as our Figma frame. So that's going to match up with whatever you've called your frame in Figma. And you can see here that when we open up that file in our browser, this is going to open up the HTML design that we're going to be using in the Mailercloud platform. So you can see down here, it's telling us that we can now create a new campaign in Mailercloud and then copy and paste that HTML into the code input. So you can either log into Mailercloud manually, or you can click on this create a new campaign link, and that's going to open up the correct page automatically. So you can see here, we're now in the mailercloud.com site. I'm already logged in and it's taken us to the create campaign page automatically. So I'm just going to call this test campaign. And again, we're going to take the subject that we took from the other input. So we're just going to call this one test subject, which is what we used in the Emailify plugin. And then you just have to go through and select your sender. So just select your sender ID. So I'm just assuming you've already got the sender ID already set up, and you've set that up in Mailercloud before this. You won't be able to create a campaign until you've created a sender. So make sure you've got that set up first. And then all we need to do is click on this choose email template button here on the right hand side. And what we want to do is select the HTML editor option. So we don't want any of these other ones. We want to jump right to this one where we can copy paste our HTML code. So click on the HTML editor option and you'll see you'll get this HTML code input here. So the easiest way to get our HTML in there is just to go to our folder that we were just looking at, take the index.html file and drag and drop that over here. And that's going to automatically drop all of that HTML code into our Mailercloud editor. So you can see all the code that we exported is in here now. So all we need to do is click on continue, and you can see it's loaded up our HTML as we'd expect. So this is looking the same as it did in Figma. So that's looking really good. That's exactly what we expected. You can see it on mobile and desktop. So again, you can preview that in here as well if you want to. But once that's set up, you can essentially just click on save and continue, and that's going to save your template for you. So I'm not going to go through the whole campaign sending method. You can obviously send this to whatever lists that you like, but I just wanted to take you through that initial step of uploading your HTML template. So now you can basically send out any custom HTML template that you've designed in Figma with Emailify and quickly drop that into your Mailercloud platform, and you'll be able to send that out as a custom designed HTML email to any lists that you've got in the Mailercloud platform. So that's basically it. I hope that's helpful. If you are a user of the Mailercloud platform and you've been wondering how to make it a bit easier to design totally custom HTML designs, this is going to be a really good way of going about it if you want to streamline your workflow from Figma directly into the Mailercloud platform. So thank you as always for watching, and we'll be back with more Figma tutorials like this one very soon.